Now we're going to look at what's new this year for TELPUS. Changes for this year are including the accessibility features, amplification devices such as speakers, projection devices such as closed-circuit television or LCD projectors, photocopying or enlarging of non-secure test materials such as the test administration directions, blank answer documents. Remember, these accessibility features were previously designated supports. Designated support for TELPUS include basic transcribing, individualized structured reminders, large print, which is only for paper, manipulating test materials. New this year is spelling assistant and complex transcribing. Extra day and other require a request form from TEA for approval. For TELPUS grades 2nd to 12, writing complex transcribing does not require an accommodation request reform. Refer to the Special Instructions Consideration section for additional information. Spelling Assistant. Students are eligible for this if a student receives 504 or special education services. He is using this routinely, independently, and effectively in the classroom during instruction time. The student is capable of organizing and developing ideas and understanding the basic function and use of written language, but has a disability that is so severe that he or she cannot apply basic spelling rules or word patterns. Remember, this information is only one component of the spelling assistance. The districts may read, review, and adhere to the spelling assistant policies. The document is located in the Accommodation Resource webpage. Examples and types of spelling assistant, which include visual sound cards, a frequently misspelled word list, student-made, teacher-made, or it could be commercially produced, a spelling check function on a word processor, pocket spell checkers, word prediction software, text-to-speech software or devices, and speech-to-text software applications or devices. This information, again, is only one component of the spelling assistance. In the Accommodation Resource webpage, you have a description of everything for spelling assistance. It tells you the description for the designated support. It gives you what assessments it's used for, how the student is eligible, who is the authority that is responsible for making the decisions and is required for the documentation, example and types of spelling assistance, and it gives you some special instruction and considerations. For complex transcribings, student eligibility criteria, a student is eligible if he routinely and effectively uses this designated support during class instruction, is able to effectively use basic transcribing to address this need, and at least meets one of the following. The student has an impairment in vision, or the student has a physical disabling condition. To learn more about complex transcribing, please go to the Accommodation Resources that tells you the specific description of the designated support. You do need TA approval. It is required. It tells you that what assessments you can use it for, how the student is eligible to receive complex transcribing, who is the authority for making the decision and documentation, examples and types, and special instructions and considerations. Special administration of TELPUS. In rare circumstances that prevent a student from testing online, TA may grant approval for a special administration of a TELPUS online test for reading, listening, and speaking for grades 2nd through 12. Accommodations cannot be applied. A student may need a testing accommodation that is not possible to provide in an online setting. Prior to requesting special administration of the assessment, consideration should be given to the accessibility features, locally approved, designated supports, and designated supports requiring TA approval. Technology access is precluded. Districts may make every effort to administer STAR with embedded support, as well as TELPUS reading and TELPUS listening and speaking online. In very rare circumstances where computers or technologies are not available, districts may seek permission for a special administration. Remember, decisions need to be made for the special administration of tests by the appropriate team of people at the campus. Note, special administration for TELPUS is dependent upon TA approval. TELPUS resources for LPAC. This includes the Years in U.S. School data collection document. This provides the LPAC with Years in U.S. School collection that is done annually. It is used to determine performance requirements in various states and federal accountability measures. The document contains instruction for determining years in U.S. School, including the 60-day rule. The 2018 TELPUS Decision-Making Guide for LPACs, you can find that on the TA website. It is also available on our website. The 2018 Accessibility Features. Remember, certain accessibility features may also be provided for TELPUS. Calculating years in U.S. schools. Districts are not changing the value of years in U.S. schools submitted in a previous school year. Districts use this data to update the new data for this spring submission. The number of years in U.S. schools are recorded for a student will never decrease. The value will either remain the same or increase by 1. Data collection for spring. In addition to the years in U.S. schools, other information that will be collected will be unschooled asylees and refugees, and students with interrupted formal education, which is SIFE. Those are students that attend school in the U.S., withdraw, leave the U.S. for a period of time, and then return. These ELLs may come to the U.S. with limited or no prior schooling. Remember that we must fill in the proper documentation, and it must be submitted to our bilingual department for review and for approval. Thank you. This was the LPAC MOY PowerPoint. Remember, you can contact your lead teacher at the bilingual office, and also you will be able to find the PowerPoint on our new website.